Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is brought to us by biography.com. It's titled Betty White, 6 Facts About Hollywood's Golden Girl. Here are some interesting tidbits about the TV legend's life and career by Lori Ulster, updated September 9th, 2021. Betty White's fans love giving out facts related to her age. It's true that there are many, and they're certainly noteworthy. She's the oldest Emmy nominee ever. She's the oldest winner of a competitive Grammy Award. She's the oldest person to host Saturday Night Live, and she holds the record for the longest span between Emmy nominations for performances, having received her first in 1951 and her most recent in 2014. But there's depth to White's longevity. She's not just a show host and an actress. She's a producer, a writer, a singer, and is one of the very first women to get full creative control both in front and behind the camera back in the 1950s, when such a thing was almost unheard of. There's more to this woman than modern-day audiences are aware of, even those who are hooked on reruns of the Mary Tyler Moore Show and the Golden Girls. Here are 6 fun facts about the TV star. Fun fact number 1, she's devoted her life to animals. White has been on the board of directors of the Los Angeles Zoo since 1974 and has helped raise millions of dollars for them. Her rapport with its residents is so well known by the staff that she is allowed to drop by outside regular hours and mingle with the animals. She counts dogs, cats, horses, whales, and gorillas among her friends, and when her old friend James L. Brooks offered her the role of Helen Hunt's mom in the movie As Good as It Gets, she turned it down because of the scene where a dog gets tossed down a laundry chute. She just couldn't condone it, no matter how much she liked the Oscar-nominated script. When she met President Barack Obama at the White House in 2012, she spent half an hour with the presidential dog Bo on her lap. And when asked what her profession would be if show business was off the table, she didn't hesitate. She would have been a zookeeper, a job available to women when she was growing up. For decades, she has used her money, fame, and famous friends to fundraise for multiple animal-related charities, and has been known to step in and adopt animals herself when they needed a good home. She says that one of the greatest moments in her entire life was when she was made an honorary forest ranger. Fun fact number 2, she's famous for her firsts. White was one of the women nominated in the first Emmy category for female performers in 1950. She was one of the first women to have full creative control of her own TV show, both in front and behind the camera, co-creating, co-producing, and starring in The Life with Elizabeth when she was still living at home with her parents. Being the first woman to produce a sitcom led to her becoming an honorary mayor of Hollywood in 1955, and she was the first woman to host her own talk show. She was also the first woman to win an Emmy for game show hosting. Fun fact number 3, she's known for being raunchy, but is actually a romantic. White has been married 3 times. The first was to U.S. Army pilot Dick Barker in 1945, and her second marriage was to agent Lane Allen, but it was the third one that was the real thing. In the early 60s, White was doing a lot of game shows. This was the heyday of What's My Line, To Tell the Truth, and Password. Alan Ludden was hosting Password, and when they met on set, he fell in love. She spent a year turning down his marriage proposals, but he finally succeeded one Easter when he sent her a fluffy white bunny with diamond earrings and a note that said, "Please say yes." When he called her that night, she answered the phone with one word, yes. They were married in 1963 and stayed together until his death from stomach cancer in 1981. Fun fact number 4, she has a regular poker game with a group of friends. They play dealer's choice, and White's favorite is called Screw Thy Neighbor, where you get a chance to keep a card or pass it to another player. The group has a brass cup engraved with the words Pico Poker Club, and it gets taken home by whoever comes out ahead at the end of the night. If the winner forgets to bring it back the next time there's a game, they owe $2,000 or death, whichever is more appropriate. Fun fact number 5, she was close friends with a famous author. She and Ludden were good friends with writer John Steinbeck. One of her most prized possessions is a signed copy of his Nobel Prize acceptance speech, which he was in the throes of writing the day they met. Another, a black chiffon skirt that she refuses to have clean because Steinbeck's famous poodle Charlie of his 1962 travelogue memoirs Travels with Charlie muddied and slimed it. And finally, fun fact number 6, she was one of David Letterman's first fans. White was an early fan of David Letterman. His first TV appearance in Hollywood was on a game show she co-hosted with Ludden, and the couple is often credited with discovering him. He got another career boost from her friend and co-star Mary Tyler Moore on her variety show. The day after White turned 89, she celebrated with him on the Late Night with David Letterman with a couple of glasses of vodka. Alright, there you have it, another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, titled Betty White 6 Facts About Hollywood's Golden Girl. You can find this one at biography.com if you want to check it out for yourself. And if you like this sort of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go up to the channel, Brian Kingsbury on YouTube, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. Thank you for watching this one to the very end. And if you could do me a huge favor, give this one a big thumbs up on your way out and leave me a comment. I look forward to hearing from you. See you on the next one. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from antiquetrader.com. It's titled 10 Fascinating Facts About Betty Boop. It's been more than 80 years since Betty Boop's debut in the cartoon Dizzy Dishes on August 9th of 1930, but her popularity is ageless, as Antoinette Ron discusses. This was published by Antoinette Ron, August 8th, 2017. Let's get into it. Did you know Betty Boop turned 87 on August 9th? 2017? I can only hope on a wing and a prayer that I look a quarter as fantastic as Miss Boop does at the age of 87. Okay, she may be a cartoon icon with tremendous staying power. The studio who produced the character put out a promo stating that Miss Boop was 16 years old during her debut and would remain 16 in perpetuity. Regardless, she's seen quite a lot in her 8+ decades. In honor of the 87th anniversary of Miss Boop's debut in Fleischer Studios' Talkertoon series Dizzy Dishes, here are 10 facts, some fun, some fascinating, and some scandalous, surrounding the beloved Miss Boop. Fact number 1, word on the Hollywood beat is Miss Boop may be coming to a screen near you in 2018. Note, I say may because details surrounding previous Boop-centered programming have come and gone without nary a boop-oppy-doop uttered. In any event, according to a few sources including Deadline Hollywood, French company Animation is partnering with Fleischer Studios and King Features to develop a 26-episode series. Fact number 2, it's often reported the caricature of Miss Boop is inspired by the 1930s actress and singer Helen Kane. Miss Boop appeared at a Fleischer Studios cartoon on August 9th, 1930 and sparked controversy of serious proportion for the time. After Miss Boop uttered her signature song phrase, boop-oppy-doop, in the cartoon, Miss Kane filed suit against Max Fleischer of Fleischer Studios and the parent company. Her argument was the company exploited her persona as she had invented the phrase boop-oppy-doop, according to an article by Anita M. Samuels that appeared in the New York Daily News in February of 2016. As my sweet little Irish grandmother used to say, be careful when pointing out the flaws of others. A finger pointing goes both ways, and clearly Miss Kane may have needed to heed that advice, because shortly into the court hearings surrounding the lawsuit she filed, Lou Walton took the stand to testify. Mr. Walton said he actually helped African-American singer Esther Jones with her scatting abilities, which led to her creating the lyrics at the center of the lawsuit. Miss Esther was a regular performer at the touted Cotton Club, entertaining audiences as Baby Esther. Walton went on to tell the court that he accompanied Kane during visits to the club to catch performances by Baby Esther, the originator of the boop-oppy-doop phrase sung by Miss Boop. According to the New York Daily News article, this testimony was part of what led to a courtroom victory for Fleischer and the company, and the demise of Kane, who was deemed a fraud. Fact number 3, what's more fascinating than viewing Miss Boop's debut performance as a supporting character, a nightclub performer? Well, enjoying the beginning of Miss Boop's appearance. Here you can see it in the 1930 appearance of Dizzy Dishes. Fun fact number 4, an original 1935 Betty Boop comic strip by Max Fleischer featuring Mr. Van realized $4,720 during a Hess Fine Auctions August 2012 sale. This strip was part of the Charles L. Howard collection of early comic art and original political illustration. Mr. Howard was a chief officer for the Santa Fe Railroad. His collection exhibited at the Art Institute of Chicago in 1939, and the original strips were the focus of multiple education institutions in the early 1940s. Fun fact number 5, a number of vocal performers have provided the voice for Miss Boop over the years. Marjorie Louise Hines was the first person to provide Miss Boop with her voice. She earned the gig after a Fleischer Studios staffer saw and heard her winning performance during a Helen Kane imitation contest. Also taking a turn at the microphone as Miss Boop was Anne Rothschild, Kate Wright, Bonnie Poe, Melissa Fawn, Desiree Goyette, Cindy Robinson, and Sandy Fox. The most recognizable actress to serve as the voice of Boop is actress and comedian singer Mae Questel. She also won a contest focused on imitating Helen Kane, and in 1931, at the age of 17, she began a 7-year run as the voice of Betty Boop. She also had an uncanny resemblance to the character, and during her time of service, she would do in-person promotional events as well. Fun fact number 6, Miss Boop's fame and familiarity is far from limited to North America. She receives significant attention from fans around the world. Manufacturers of toys and merchandise saw the writing on the wall early on when it came to Miss Boop, a scarce Japanese tin tambourine toy circa 1935 featuring the imagery of Miss Boop sold for $607 during a May 2010 auction presented by RSL Auction Company. The creation of Miss Boop is said to have been an attempt at garnering attention being enjoyed by Walt Disney, courtesy of his main mouse, Mickey. In an April 2012 auction presented by Mosby and Company Auctions, a 1930s tin stroller made in Spain featuring a colorful lithographs of Betty Boop, Mickey Mouse, and Felix the Cat on the seat and back sold for $1,180. Fun fact number 8, Miss Boop is a marketing maven. One of her latest endeavors is appearing in campaigns for J Aesthetic salons throughout Japan. This campaign got underway in July of 2017. In February of 2017, fashion designer extraordinary Zach Posen, every graphic designer's friend Patton, and MAC Cosmetics teamed up with Flesher Studios and King Features to unveil a Betty Boop dress collection in Betty Boop red and matching Betty Boop red lipstick. There's a long line of Betty Boop merchandise to come forth since her image was licensed in 1934. It's reported that at one time more than 250 companies manufactured Betty Boop licensed items in the US alone. Fun fact number 9, although there are few different sites devoted to Betty Boop, it appears King Features operate the official Betty Boop site, www.bettyboop.com. Finally, fun fact number 10, with so many different items of Betty Boop merchandise available, the more uncommon and unique an item, the more appealing. For example, a wooden and bisque patent model Betty Boop game, accompanied by documentation dating to 1936, realized $2,500 during a February 2015 auction. The game was never manufactured. Atop the wooden board sits a spinner, a figure baby alongside a cat, and around the central figure are 4 pre-war Japanese Betty Boop characters. The game measures 15 inches in diameter. There you have it, 10 fascinating facts about Betty Boop. This one's brought to us by AntiqueTrader.com if you want to check it out. If you like this sort of thing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go on up, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. Thanks for watching this one to the very end. Don't forget to leave a comment. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from factual.com. It is 15 bizarre facts about Snoop Dogg. Let's get into it. So you think you know everything about Snoop Dogg? Well, here are 15 bizarre facts about Snoop Dogg you might not know. Fun fact number 1, Snoop Dogg's real name is Calvin Cortazar Brodus Jr. His parents nicknamed him Snoopy, which caught on as a lifelong moniker. Fun fact number 2, Snoop Dogg married his high school sweetheart, Shantae Taylor. They wed in 1997 and nearly divorced in 2004 before renewing their vows. The couple is still together with 3 teenage children to boot. Fun fact number 3, unlike many rappers, Snoop comes by his gang credentials honestly. Snoop is a former member of the Rollin' 20 Crips. He now actively speaks out in favor of gun control. Fun fact number 4, Snoop loves sports, especially football and basketball. His other favorite teams include the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, Oakland Raiders, New England Patriots, LA Dodgers, and LA Lakers. Fun fact number 5, Snoop likes to mix up his musical influences. Although he is primarily a rapper, he's also recorded reggae and country albums. Fun fact number 6, Snoop Dogg has created several alter egos throughout his career. The most notorious ones are known as Snoop Lion, Snoopzilla, and most recently, Snoop Todd. There's a photo of Todd, a white guy who fancies himself a ladies' man. Fun fact number 7, Snoop isn't the founder of his famed Izzle speak. He simply repopularized the slang method throughout the hip-hop community. Fun fact number 8, Snoop tried his hand at acting with little success beyond cameos. His appearances include stints on Entourage, One Life to Live, Weeds, King of the Hill, and Monk. Fun fact number 9, Snoop owns up to a few famous relatives. His cousins include Brandy Norwood, Ray J, and Nate Dogg. Fun fact number 10, Snoop is no stranger to feuds. After Dr. Dre started working with Eminem, Snoop used his 2-minute warning song to diss the newcomer. During a recent feud with Iggy Azalea, Snoop took to Instagram to toss insults her way. He apologized to Iggy after rapper T.I. told him to chill. Fun fact number 11, Snoop's arrest record is extensive. He's been arrested in several different countries for possession of various drugs, including cannabis and cocaine, with intent to sell. Fun fact number 12, Snoop tried to stop smoking marijuana in 2002. It didn't stick. He now admits to smoking up to 80 blunts per day. Fun fact number 13, Australia banned Snoop from its borders in 2007 on character grounds, citing his various criminal convictions. The ban was lifted in 2008. Fun fact number 14, Snoop prides himself in being politically active but aligns himself with no particular party. He endorsed Republican Ron Paul in 2012 and ended up voting for Barack Obama. He vehemently spoke out against Mitt Romney's candidacy. And finally, fun fact number 15, Snoop Dogg is rumored to have an IQ of 147, which would qualify him as a genius. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from remindmagazine.com. It's titled 6 Things You Never Knew About Western Icon John Wayne. It's by Lauren Novak, was published June 11th, 2024. Let's get into it. When you think of the golden age of westerns, there are a few names that come to mind, and John Wayne is certainly one of them. He appeared in so many iconic films, including Stagecoach, Fort Apache, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, The Searchers, and many, many more. In honor of the anniversary of his passing on June 11th, he was 72 when he died in 1979, let's learn some shocking and interesting facts about the star. Fact number 1, one of his films caused cancer. Known as one of the worst movies ever made, Wayne was cast as Mongol Emperor Genghis Khan in the 1956 film The Conqueror. It was filmed outside of St. George, Utah, in the Escalante Desert, about 100 miles away from the atomic bomb test site in Nevada. The federal government approved the location for filming, assuring the filmmakers that it was safe. Unfortunately, one of the main filming locations was actually radioactive hotspot, and years later, many of the cast members and crew started getting cancer diagnoses. They traced many of these back to the filming of this movie and the radiation they were exposed to. Reportedly, about 91 of the over 200 people working on the film had cancer, and 46 died from it. Fact number 2, he wore a toupee. Beginning in the late 40s, Wayne reportedly wore a toupee and often joked about it. Several of his wigs have even gone to auction over the years. Fact number 3, Joseph Stalin tried to have him assassinated. According to biographer Michael Munn, Stalin had 2 Russian hitmen hired to take out Wayne in 1951 due to his anti-communist views. Luckily, the FBI became aware of the plan and stopped them before Wayne was injured or killed. Fact number 4, John Wayne is not his real name. His real name is Marion Robert Morrison. He was called Duke as a kid, and the nickname stuck. Duke was the name of his childhood dog, an Airedale Terrier. His family would call the dog Big Duke and Wayne Little Duke because they were such good pals. His name was eventually changed in Hollywood, but many still knew him as Duke. Fact number 5, he loved playing chess. Wayne brought a mini chessboard with him wherever he went so that he could play between filming scenes, and apparently he was quite good at it. Fact number 6, John Wayne and Frank Sinatra had a feud. Wayne and crooner actor Frank Sinatra did not get along because of differing politics. Wayne generally had Republican views, while Sinatra was more of a Democrat. Once they were staying at a same hotel in Las Vegas, and Wayne made a noise complaint to Sinatra, which was not taken very kindly and ended with Wayne knocking out Frank's bodyguard. It seems that they patched things up in their later years, though, as is evident in the photo above. Alright, there you have it, another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these 6 things you never knew about Western icon John Wayne. If you want to check out this article, you can check it out at remindmagazine.com. That's where I found it, all the photos, all the information. If you like these sort of things, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm Brian Kingsbury on YouTube. Hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and do me a big favor, give this one a big thumbs up on your way out. I thank you for watching this one to the very end. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye. back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from mentalfloss.com. It's titled 5 Things You Didn't Know About Wayne Newton. It's by Ethan Trex, was published January 8th, 2010. Let's get into it. You don't earn a nickname like Mr. Las Vegas without leading a pretty interesting life. Let's take a look at 5 things you might not know about the child star who became one of America's most beloved crooners. Fact number 1, he got an early start. According to Newton's website, he decided to become a musician after his parents took him to see the Grand Ole Opry when he was just 4 years old. Unlike many children with similar dreams, though, Newton proved to be an industrious tyke. He quickly learned how to play piano, guitar, and steel guitar, and by the time he was 6, he would appear on daily radio shows on his way to school. Wayne and his brother Jerry became a popular local act, and the precocious pair soon began performing at the opera traveling shows. When Wayne was in the 1st grade, he even sang at a USO show in front of President Truman. Not a shabby start to a career. Fun fact number 2, he had no love for Johnny Carson. Newton's act was the frequent butt of Johnny Carson's jokes, and while you might think a career showman like Newton would have thick skin, think again. When Carson started making cracks that implied Newton was gay, the singer flew off the handle. He showed up unannounced at Carson's office to confront the late-night host. Newton described the showdown in a 2007 interview with Larry King, quote, "And I said to Carson, I said, I don't know what friend of yours I've killed. I don't know what your child of yours I've hurt. I don't know what food I've taken out of your mouth, but these jokes about me will stop, and they'll stop now, or I will kick your ass." Carson apparently backed off after Newton's threat, which is understandable. There may be, fates worse than having to admit Wayne Newton beat you up, but I can't think of any. Fun fact number 3, he nearly missed out on the song Dankeschön. Bobby Darin helped Newton get the hit song Dankeschön. Darin's influence on Newton didn't stop there, though. Darin also produced Newton's 1965 hit Red Roses for a Blue Lady and helped Newton make the jump from Vegas's small lounges to its main showrooms. In 2009, Newton said, quote, "If you ask me what I would be doing if there were not for Bobby Darin, I haven't the slightest idea." Fun fact number 4, he sued NBC. In 1980, Newton purchased a share of the Aladdin Casino in Las Vegas. That October, NBC broadcast a report entitled Wayne Newton and the Law that created the impression that several organized crime figures had helped finance the purchase in exchange for an under-the-table share in the deal. 2 follow-up reports also made the same implications, which understandably irritated Newton. Newton sued NBC for libel, and after an 8-week trial in 1986, a Vegas jury awarded him $19.3 million, including $5 million in punitive damages. While that sounds like a major coup for Newton, a federal judge later reduced the award to $5.2 million, and NBC continued to fight the ruling. In 1990, a federal appeals court overturned the award entirely with a ruling that NBC's report had not been deliberately or recklessly false. Fighting a decade-long legal battle against NBC took its toll on Newton's wallet. When he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 1992, much of the $20 million in debt he was carrying stemmed from his legal fees. Fun fact number 5, he posted bail for Dana Plato. Plato's crime was anything but perfect, and police arrested her just minutes later. She went to jail on armed robbery charges, and she might as well have spent some serious time in the can if not for an unlikely benefactor, Newton. Although Plato and Newton had never met, the singer put up $13,000 bond for the actress. According to his manager, Newton sympathized with the plight of the former child star and jumped at the chance to do a good deed. Newton's manager said, quote, "He's seen what this industry has done to people. This industry takes a terrible toll on children." Alright, there you have it, another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one's titled 5 Things You Didn't Know About Wayne Newton. You can find it at mentalfloss.com if you want to check it out for yourself. If you like these sort of videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and do me a big favor, give this one a big thumbs up on your way out. Thanks for watching to the very end. We'll talk to you on the next one. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is brought to us by Factinate.com. It's titled Outrageous Facts About John Belushi, the Tragic Funny Man. It's safe to say that John Belushi was one of the first big stars to emerge from Saturday Night Live, as well as being part of its original lineup. Of course, as with many comedians, life wasn't always happy for Belushi, and his checkered personal life led him down some twisted pathways that would end up in tragedy. Still, we can't forget his legacy. Today we're going to count down 40 fun facts about John Belushi. At number 1, he was a Midwestern boy. Belushi was born on January 24th, 1949. He was raised in Wheaton, Illinois, which is just a handful of miles from Chicago. Fun fact number 2, he was a popular kid. Not only was Belushi the captain of the football team when he attended Wheaton Central High School, he was also voted the homecoming king. Fun fact number 3, he was part of a legendary duo. Belushi's constant partner in comedy was undoubtedly Dan Aykroyd. The two of them became stars together on Saturday Night Live and would co-star in several films together, including their biggest success, The Blues Brothers. Fun fact number 4, he was a Beach Boy. One of the more bizarre collaborations that Belushi and Dan Aykroyd worked on was a TV special focused around the Beach Boys. The details are strange. Belushi and Aykroyd not only appeared as police officers in the Beach Boys, it's okay, they were also credited as co-writers of the special due to the comedy sketches filmed for the production. Fun fact number 5, he's a true star. In 2004, Belushi was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Anyone interested in finding it should go to 6355 Hollywood Boulevard. Fun fact number 6, he had a high school sweetheart. Belushi was at Wheaton Community High School when he met a young woman named Judith Jacqueline. Jacqueline and Belushi would get married in 1976 and remain so until Belushi's passing. Fun fact number 7, he got a big break. Belushi's first venture into comedy was with the West Campus Trio. It was a date with destiny. In 1971, the Troops act caught the eye of Bernard Solins. In case you don't know who that is, Solins founded the Chicago-founded improvisational comedy show, The Second City. He asked Belushi to join, where Belushi would become friends with Harold Ramis and Brian Doyle Murray. Fun fact number 8, he didn't get awards love. Despite his popularity on SNL as a performer, the only Emmy Belushi ever won was as a co-writer on the show. Fun fact number 9, he improvised his most famous moment. Belushi was so talented, he actually improvised some of the film's most memorable scenes. In Animal House, Blutarsky's journey through the cafeteria was unscripted, as was his I'm a Zit scene, much to the horror of his unprepared co-stars. Fun fact number 10, he had to work for success. SNL founder and producer Lorne Michaels was very hesitant about including Belushi in his original lineup of comedians, even though he came with a recommendation from his star, Chevy Chase. It wasn't until a face-to-face audition that Michaels relented and gave Belushi his spot. Fun fact number 11, he almost never became a star. As if persuading Lorne Michaels via audition wasn't enough, another snag hit Belushi's stardom. See, Belushi himself needed to be persuaded to audition for SNL in the first place. Belushi was no fan of television and only agreed to try out for the comedy show at the urging of writer Michael Donahue. We can only imagine how many times Belushi later thanked Donahue for that bit of persuasion. Fun fact number 12, he had a famous guest star. Aside from writing and physical comedy, Belushi was also famous for his musical talents, as anyone who's seen the Blues Brothers will know. During his time on SNL, Belushi performed a pastiche of English singer Joe Cocker, and Cocker himself showed his sense of humor by joining Belushi on stage in 1976. Fun fact number 13, he had an on-set disaster. The same year that Animal House came out, Belushi also co-starred in the comedic western film Going South, which Jack Nicholson directed and starred in. Sadly for Belushi, he didn't have a good time on the film, later claiming that Nicholson treated him badly. But it gets worse. Bizarrely, his other co-star, Christopher Lloyd, named the film as his personal favorite. Did Belushi and Lloyd make the same film? Fun fact number 14, he had a colossal triumph. Belushi's college comedy Animal House launched the gross-out genre, which still exists to this day and came to include such films as There's Something About Mary and American Pie. Not only that, Animal House remains one of the most profitable American comedies ever made. Fun fact number 15, he switched places with his co-star. Belushi developed a reputation for playing loud, obnoxious characters, while his frequent co-star Dan Aykroyd would often play more of a straight man to Belushi's character. This changed when it came to their last film together, Neighbors. To the surprise and frustration of their director, Belushi and Aykroyd decided to switch their roles for a bit of diversity to their act. Watch Neighbors and decide for yourself if they were right. Fun fact number 16, he almost had an iconic role. Belushi was the original actor that Dan Aykroyd had in mind to play Dr. Venkman in Ghostbusters. Due to Belushi's passing, however, the role went to Bill Murray instead. Murray, Aykroyd, and Belushi had all been on SNL at the same time. Fun fact number 17, he was a good judge of character. Belushi allegedly used an interesting strategy to read the natures of the people around him. Whenever he would meet them for the first time, Belushi would ask to borrow $20 from them. Their reactions to his question would give him insight into their character. Fun fact number 18, he was generous to a fault. Before you judge Belushi too harshly with his ploy of borrowing money, we'll note that Belushi himself was well known for his generosity when it came to loaning money. This led to a sticky situation. His business manager once even had to beg that all of Belushi's friends and family pay up for their loans. Against his own personal interests, Belushi refused to insist the matter and pinch pennies. Fun fact number 19, he was worth 2 Dan Aykroyds. Perhaps because Belushi had already made the hit comedy Animal House, Belushi got twice as much for his role in the Blues Brothers as his co-star Dan Aykroyd. Fun fact number 20, he was going to be opposite Steve Martin. Before Belushi's passing, he and his frequent co-star Dan Aykroyd were set to act in The Three Amigos opposite Steve Martin. If they had been able to do the film according to Martin at the time, the film would have been The Three Caballeros. Fun fact number 21, there was one movie he hated. In 1979, Belushi starred in the drama Old Boyfriends opposite Talia Shire. Despite Shire's admiration for Belushi, he didn't enjoy working on the film. In fact, he was so disappointed with the film that he didn't even go and see it when it premiered. Though his wife returned from the screening of Old Boyfriends with praise for his role, Belushi would still die never having seen it. Fun fact number 22, his memory lives on. Actors Eric Siegel and Michael Chiklis have played Belushi in films, in Gilda Radner, It's Always Something, and Wired, respectively. Fun fact number 23, he passed away too young. On March 5th, 1982, Belushi's trainer and bodyguard found his cold body in his room at the Chateau Marmont. The comedic icon had succumbed to a fatal dose from a speedball shot. Fun fact number 24, he almost took a dramatic turn. In one of the more bizarre casting choices that we've heard of, Belushi was allegedly cast in the sprawling gangster epic Once Upon a Time in America alongside Robert De Niro. Belushi's early passing, however, meant that James Wood took his role instead. Fun fact number 25, he was number 1. We all have our own opinions on who was funniest on SNL. In 2015, no less a publication than Rolling Stone tried their hand at a definitive list and ranked everyone who had up to that point been cast members of SNL. The results surprised some people. Belushi snagged the number 1 spot above all others. And in case you're wondering who Rolling Stone chose as last, that honor goes to Robert Downey Jr. Fun fact number 26, he got revenge on a famous director. Despite being directed by Steven Spielberg and starring a plethora of talented actors, including Belushi, the war comedy 1941 was a critical and commercial disappointment. Allegedly, Belushi later wore a t-shirt that said, Steven Spielberg, 1946 to 1941. We can assume he also brought a mic to drop every time someone new read his shirt. Fun fact number 27, he had a strange idol. In 2006, Belushi's friend and frequent collaborator Harold Ramis hosted an episode of At the Movies with Richard Roeper. During that episode, Ramis confided that one of Belushi's biggest ambitions in life was to play German composer Ludwig van Beethoven in a film. Before you scoff too loudly, keep in mind that Belushi had famously spoofed Beethoven on SNL as one of his signature acts. So the idea isn't quite as outlandish as you'd think. Fun fact number 28, he's involved in an eerie coincidence. Belushi was one of comedian Chris Farley's idols. Fittingly, Farley was also infamous for his physical comedy despite his overweight physique, as well as his successful run on SNL. Tragically, he would pass of an overdose at the same age as Belushi had been when he died. Fun fact number 29, he had a cursed project. One other thing that Belushi shares with Chris Farley is the fact that they were both set to star in the lead role of a film project titled Atok. The film would follow an Alaskan Inuit traveling to New York City in a wacky fish-out-of-water story. However, no one has ever made the film. In a rather sinister pattern, many of the actors who thought about starring in the film passed. Fun fact number 30, he had a final encounter. Two of the last people to see Belushi alive were actors Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. Williams was close to Belushi, and though his own substance use had never been on Belushi's level, Williams gave them up in the wake of Belushi's overdose. Fun fact number 31, his tombstone is missing an important detail. Belushi's grave is in Massachusetts, but it doesn't actually contain his name. There's only a tombstone that says, "I may be gone, but rock and roll lives on." To further emphasize this point, a skull and crossbones is also on the tombstone. Fun fact number 32, there was a cruel irony to his passing. Belushi was the first of his SNL lineup to pass. In a case of tragic irony, Belushi had once starred in a skit on SNL where he portrayed himself as the last survivor, visiting the graves of his former co-stars. Fun fact number 33, his wife paid him a heartbreaking tribute. Belushi's widow Judith eventually remarried, but she still worked to cement Belushi's legacy. In 2005, she released a series of interviews and photographs to shed light on Belushi's life. The book was fittingly titled Belushi, a biography. Fun fact number 34, his friends sorely missed him. Belushi, along with Dan Aykroyd, was going to appear at the 1982 Academy Awards and present the Best Visual Effects Oscar, but Belushi's unexpected passing ruined these plans. Instead, Aykroyd presented the award by himself, and his speech was a total tearjerker. He made sure to comment, quote, "My partner would have loved to have been here tonight to present this award since he was a bit of a visual effect himself. No doubt Belushi would have appreciated that." Fun fact number 35, he was a loyal friend. When he and Dan Aykroyd left SNL in 1979, Belushi wanted to build a film career for himself. Interestingly, between 1979 and his passing, Belushi only made one film without Aykroyd. This was the romantic comedy Continental Divide. Fun fact number 36, he was a runaway star. Belushi's partying and addictions were especially troublesome to the production of the Blues Brothers, especially since they filmed in Belushi's home state of Illinois. As a result, Belushi would frequently disappear from the productions with acquaintances, leading his co-star Dan Aykroyd to go out, find him, and drag him back to wherever they were filming. Fun fact number 37, he almost saved himself. You might be wondering if there was ever a solution to Belushi's substance rampages while shooting a movie. The Blues Brothers director John Landis had actually done that years before with Animal House. Aware of Belushi's reputation at the time, Landis kept the star of the college frat film in a suburban house from the production and temptation. It worked for a bit, at least. Fun fact number 38, he almost got in a college fist fight. As brilliant as this strategy was to keep Belushi in check, the Animal House production didn't need Belushi's help for crazy parties to get out of hand. In one incident, Belushi came to the set and found out that the night before, the rest of his castmates had crashed a local college frat party. The college boys surprisingly didn't take kindly to the actors going method for their roles, and a fight had erupted which led to bruises and black eyes. Fun fact number 39, he had a more disturbing side than people know. One of the more negative aspects of Belushi's character came out on the set of Saturday Night Live. Belushi held an extremely horrific opinion. He believed that women weren't funny. Indeed, he actively tried to get female writers fired from the show. He would also openly insult female hosts of the show when they were barely within earshot. SNL alumni Jane Curtin has publicly gone on record talking about how Belushi would sabotage any skits that women writers had written. And finally, at number 40, one woman admitted to killing him. After Belushi's passing, Canadian rocker and dealer Kathy Smith admitted that not only was she the last person to see Belushi alive, but she was the one who injected Belushi with the fatal dose. This admission led to charges, and the courts eventually convicted her for involuntary manslaughter. Smith served 15 months in California Institution for Women. Alright, there you have it, another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one is brought to us by Factinate, like Fascinate, but Factinate.com, titled Outrageous Facts About John Belushi, the Tragic Funny Man. If you like these sort of videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here's a quick look at my channel, real easy to find, simply my name, Brian Kingsbury on YouTube. We're currently sitting at 1.23 thousand subscribers with over 5.1 thousand videos for you to watch. So there's plenty for you to watch up there. Go on up there, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. If you could do me a huge favor, since you made it to the end of this one, please take a second to give this one a big thumbs up. Like the video to help it get in front of a few more eyes. Still trying to build my channel and get to that 4,000 hours of watch time. So I thank you guys for watching this one to the very end. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.